right, so here we go. Down to the bottom right-hand corner on Shakuras Plateau, we have SlayerS GanZi spawning as our blue Terran player. And his opponent up 2-0 in this best of 9. That is mouz.MaNa. He is our green Protoss.
Yep, you are correct. And again, close by air positions on this map as well,
yes.
Which could lead to different strategies by both players. I mean, we're kind of long done with the days of pushing across that path since there are no destructible rocks there anymore and have not been for, what has it been, like 6 months now?
Something like
Maybe
that.
even more than that,
pretty
actually.
long, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the early changes that were done with this map. And I love that in StarCraft 2, if a map has problems, a lot of times they don't just ditch it. They usually make adjustments to kind of try to fix it. And I think this map is a success story. You know, it's really become a great map. I love playing it. I love casting games on it.
Yes.
It's a cool map.
Yeah, it's funny. Some of the newer map makers and things like that are like, get rid of all the old maps. But there are certain ones that are around, and I think this is the perfect example, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
I like this as a mainstay tournament map. It creates for very fun games, dynamic games, and
it's only a matter of time until Desert Oasis is back in the map pool again, new and improved. I'm telling you, man.
I'm still waiting for your official proposal to everyone here with your new version of Desert Oasis.
You know, I've just been so busy I haven't been able to do it yet, but the map is ready to go.
I like it. I like it.
We'll see it soon.
All right, GanZi once again going after gas. This is another great map for a gasless FE, but he's going to decide to throw a little bit of a curveball at us once again.
Yeah, and this is totally GanZi to do this too. I mean, that's so GanZi is what I want to say. But
much like Raven.
Exactly, only better.
Yes.
But much more interesting. But basically, yeah, GanZi likes to do kind of creative, intricate sort of techie openings, I guess.
Sure.
You know, he likes to cheese a little bit. He likes to get aggressive early. So, yeah, I doubt we're going to be seeing any like really intense macro openings from this guy, especially if you watch a lot of his GSL games. It's the same way. So, I don't know. This could be a Reaper, depending on if he decides to bump the barracks over a little bit. Could be a factory, though, too, just because the way he put that supply depot down, he can't exactly toss an add-on onto that. Oh, no. The probe sees the second barracks. Whoops.
Very, very nice by that probe. They're
actually
actually
going
going back
barracks?
to see if it was canceled, and it wasn't. So we'll see if GanZi actually cancels after this. But that probe being so resilient, good control out of MaNa. Is it going to get another scout of the main? It is.
Yeah, I can't believe how long this probe is loading.
Oh,
is he going to see the factory? He does.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, so he's going to have at least a good idea of the buildings that GanZi is building. Maybe not necessarily the strategy that he's going to be going for, because it could still be a couple different things. But, you know, he's going to know that it's not going to be any sort of economic opening. He knows he's going to need to play safer. That probe was worth its weight in gold minerals.
Yes, it was, as a matter of fact. And so, you know, we were talking about our players during the break as well. MaNa, of course, in high school at the moment. So,
okay.
Amazing European Protoss player, though. I really think he has an incredibly bright future ahead of him. Looks like GanZi did actually end up canceling both the barracks and the factory.
I like it.
Just
That's so
GanZi. That's so GanZi.
Yep.
I like it. Now, GanZi actually played his GSL matches before these games were done. These games were just recently played, as a matter of fact. And so he had already advanced into the round of 16, so took some time out of his prepping for the next set of group stages at the GSL and putting on a show for us. But I've got to say, MaNa has been matching him game for game so far, especially with his brilliant scouting here.
Yeah, GanZi is going to have a little bit of an edge. Ooh, 2 command centers actually going up for SlayerS GanZi. One hidden up at the top, a really, really heavy economic opening, but done in a tricky, creative way. Because look at this. MaNa going 2-gate robo before any sort of expansion, so really kind of spending a lot of resources and time being safe against what he thinks is going to be a much earlier push.
All right. Well, you know, GanZi... Oh, well, no. It looks like we do actually have a Nexus coming down now for MaNa. I was going to say, you know, if we have a really, really strong concerted one-base attack or something along those lines, could cause a little bit of a problem for GanZi, but...
Yeah, well, MaNa didn't, like, go crazy with the safeness. He didn't go, like, 3-gate robo or something. He's like, all right, well, I think you might push, so I'm going to go 2-gate robo just to stay safe, but I'm not going to really overdo it. So he's going to be behind, but... not too far behind. I guess with the 3rd command center, he will be quite a bit if that's allowed to kind of get up and start functioning.
Yes, and I think that's a big if right now because, you know, if MaNa decides to hit timing here in a little bit, move out with a couple of, looks like he's going to go into Immortals now, move out with a couple of Immortals, try and test the waters, do some damage. I assume he's going to scout his opponent again here in a bit, and there is our Observer. Now, that's the Shadow of the Factory that he had seen. Doesn't see it anymore, of course.
Yep.
Going to keep going through. Only sees 3 racks up at the moment with an Engineering Bay. And hopefully this Observer realizes that something's up from what he saw before.
I think he probably will. Yeah, he sees everything now. He's like, oh, he's a little bit ahead. Question is, will he actually be sort of cognizant enough of everything that's going on to check every point on the map? He's not exactly doing it right now. We'll see where he sends these Stalkers.
Oh! The
Nice
Observer
snipe there.
actually gets cleared up there. Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Stalkers are just taking map control right now. Running around the map, taking Xel'Naga Towers and expansions.
Yeah, I don't think he expects that there's an expansion up in the 2 o'clock
No.
position, though. That's not something you usually see a lot on this map, but you got to give it to GanZi. I mean, he's really putting on a show in this show match. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he really is.
I like it.
But you know, this is also kind of a little bit of a reaction to what happened before because MaNa, with his just incredible scouting, kind of forced GanZi's hand a little bit too. You know, wanted to build the second barracks, got scouted, had to cancel. Wanted to build a factory immediately after that, got scouted, had to cancel. So now he's going after this 3 command center build, which is actually starting to get pretty well saturated.
Yeah, he's getting pretty quick reactored medevacs as well, so he's going to be able to move into some sort of bio push or, you know, drop play if he chooses to do it. It's a pretty good map for that as well, but you can see MaNa putting some pylons on that side of his base just to kind of watch for that sort of thing.
And we do have 2 base 5-gate Robo now out of MaNa. With that last couple of gateways finishing up now, he is going to have a pretty nice push on his hands here in a bit, especially on the back of those 2 Immortals.
Yep, this is going to be one of those bunker-busting Immortal pushes, especially if he thinks GanZi is on 2 bases. He's like, all right, this is exactly what I want to do to break this. And, you know, I don't know if GanZi is going to have enough to hold this. Does he have any bunkers at the front of his base right now?
One.
He has 1. Yeah, he's going to need more than that, I think.
Definitely, especially if he doesn't expect this push to be coming. And
whoa.
that SCV. Oh, it
there
catches
it
the
is.
army there.
But did he see it, though? It's just a glimpse on the mini-map.
Oh, yes, he does. Now he
Okay.
does, and he sees the Immortals that are behind this as well. Yes, SCV's already being pulled off the line.
Yeah, needs to pull those right away to have any hope of defending that. 3 Immortals, though. The bunker is going to go down very quickly, even with the repair. Look at that. Not a lot of Zealots in front, though, and that bio is doing a decent amount of damage. The first 2 medevacs showing up, that's going to help as well, but I don't know.
And there was really nice position with the sentries as well. The Guardian Shield one was actually buried, so it allowed the Guardian Shield to last for the maximum amount of time.
Yeah.
And now we have a situation where workers are even force shielding the ramp to prevent any units from making their way down. He could pick up in these medevacs and bury them, but they will be at risk, and that natural does die.
Yeah, GanZi actually just letting his natural die because he's got that second base. Didn't really bother trying to float it away or anything like that. Wanted to delay as long as possible, but even with the delay, I don't think he has anywhere near enough to stop MaNa. I think mouz.MaNa is actually going to go up 3-0 in this fight pillar.
Wow, this is actually an incredible performance right now. The medevacs have nothing to heal. Bio units are slowly flooding out of the barracks, but of course there's enough units here for
that
MaNa.
is it.
Wow,
Yeah.
GG.